Jaya Vrinde.
Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde. Vishnu Bhakti Pradi Devi Namo Namaha. Go to bed early. Mukunda had, yeah. So I think early programs. Well, you know, it's hard to have good sadhana if you're up late. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha
Girivardhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Bhavakacharya Satir Sada Shishimana's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sika Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai Jai Radha Krishna Gopa Gopanath Shaima Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Gauranga Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanandi All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 63, and this is verse number 25. Jwara uvacha namami tvananta shaktim paresham sarvatmanam kevalam gyapti matram Vishvoshpati Vishvoshpati stana samroda hetum tad tad brahma lingam prashantam namami tvananta shaktim paresham Sarvatmanam kevalam gyapti matram Vishvotpati stana samroda hetum Yattad brahma lingam prashantam Namami tvananta shaktim paresham Sarvatmanam kevalam gyapti matram Vishvotpati stana samroda hetum Yattad brahma lingam prashantam Dwaravacha Namami tvananda paresham Sarvatmanam kevalam gyatpi matram Vishvotpati stana samroda hetum Yad brahma lama lingam prashantam Dwaravacha Namami tvananta shaktim paresham Sarvatmanam kevalam gyapti matram Vishvospati stana samroda hetum Advan prasantyam nigam atmatatam Dwaravacha Amami shaktam paramam Sarvatmanam kevalam gyapti matram Vishvopati stana samroda hetum Tad tad brahma lingam prasantam Vacha Namami shanam naratim paresham Sarvatmanam kevalam gyapti mutram Vishvotpati stana samroda hetum Yad Dvara uvacha The fever weapon of Lord Shiva said Namami I bow down Twa to you Ananta unlimited Shaktim whose potencies Para supreme Isham the Lord Sarva of all Atmanam, the soul. Kevalam, pure. Gyapti, of consciousness. Matram, the totality. Vishva, of the universe. Utpati, of the creation. Sthana, maintenance. Samrodha, and dissolution. Hetum, the cause. Yat, which. Tat, that. Brahma, absolute truth. Brahma, by the Vedas. Lingam, indirect reference to whom? Prashantam, perfectly peaceful. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. The Shiva Jwara said, I bow down to you of unlimited potencies, the Supreme Lord, the Supersoul of all beings. You possess pure and complete consciousness and are the cause of cosmic creation, maintenance, and dissolution. Perfectly peaceful, you are the absolute truth to whom the Vedas indirectly refer. Please repeat. The Shiva Jwara said, I bow down to you of unlimited potencies, the Supreme Lord, the Supersoul of all beings. You possess pure and complete consciousness and are the cause of cosmic creation, maintenance, and dissolution. Perfectly peaceful, you are the absolute truth to whom the Vedas indirectly refer. Purport. Previously, the Shiva Jwara felt himself to be unlimitedly powerful and thus attempted to burn Lord Sri Krishna. But now he himself has been burned, and understanding that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord, he humbly approaches to bow down and offer praise to the absolute truth. According to the Acharyas, the word Sarvatmanam indicates that Lord Sri Krishna is the Supersoul, the giver of consciousness to all beings. Krishna confirms this in Bhagavad Gita, Mata Smitir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. From me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. In his commentary, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti emphasizes that the Shiva Jwara has realized in many ways Lord Krishna's supremacy over his own master, Lord Shiva. Thus, the Shiva Jwara addresses Krishna as Ananta Shakti, possessor of unlimited potency, Paresha, the supreme controller, and Sarvatma, the supersoul of all beings, even of Lord Shiva. The words Kevalam Gyaptimatram indicate that Lord Krishna possesses pure omniscience. According to our limited understanding, we act in this world, but Lord Krishna, with his unlimited understanding, performs infinite works of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. As Srila Jiva Goswami points out, even the functions of the gross elements, such as air, depend on him. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, the Taittiriya Upanishad confirms this. Bishashmad vata bhavate. Out of fear of him, the wind blows. Thus, Lord Sri Krishna is the ultimate object of worship for all living beings. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanan Gyanan Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitangena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminithanamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Bacharani Nirvasesa Shunyavadi Paschadeshtarni Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bebacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. We have been watching some really great action scenes in the last several verses, many verses of the fight between Krishna and Lord Shiva, and the incredible weapons being used, and of Bana's tricks, and so many things going on in this battlefield. And it's all for the pleasure of Lord Krishna, because Krishna is arranging these pastimes. Lord Shiva, he never does anything except serve the Lord, so his service to the Lord has been here to fight. And Banasura is getting his chance to be defeated by someone more powerful than him. So everything is being done for pure love, and as Maharaj likes to say, rasa tattva. This is what really Krishna lives for. I mean, he lives eternally, enjoying his relationships with his surrendered souls, and only secondarily does he perform all these activities here in this material world. I mean, it's made a big deal within all religions of the world. I mean, whether it's one of the great Western religions or an Aboriginal religion or wherever you go, there's always creation stories and stories about how God did this and God did that, and it all relates to our little prison house. How he created this place for us to play around and to suffer and to perhaps enjoy some momentary sense pleasure. But the fact of the matter is that that's what is everyone's concentrated on. So after, it's interesting because how the Bhagavatam works is that this great philosophy of how Krishna does everything within this material world and how he's the great super soul and cosmic controller and everything, it's included in so much of the Bhagavatam. And in the 10th canto, we see these interludes. And these interludes come when a personality realizes, this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In some ways, we see this even in Vrindavan, but in Vrindavan, no one ever stops to think, really, Krishna's God. Mother Yashoda, when she sees the universe in Krishna's mouth, when she's looking to see if he's eaten dirt, she's very surprised, and she tries to figure out, how is this so? And when the cowherd, and when Krishna shows the cowherd men Vaikuntha, they're really amazed. They think this is really wonderful, but somehow or other, within a short period of time, like a dream, they forget all of that, and they get back to their normal consciousness, which is to completely understand only Krishna within their Leela, son or friend or lover. But here we see Shivadwara, in some ways a little bit like Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, when he realizes, I've been playing with you, I've been relaxing with you, I've been joking with you, I probably said some things that weren't right, and he's a little taken back. Here Shivadwara is quite taken back. He thought he was so powerful that he would destroy Krishna, After all, he's the supreme heat weapon of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, he's supreme within this material world. As far as Shiva Dwara was concerned, Lord Shiva's supreme. And like so many worshippers of Lord Shiva, they take him to have the highest position, which is in some ways correct, in the sense that he has a position greater than the Jiva souls, and he is does have some of the qualities of the Supreme Lord, but he is dependent on the Supreme Lord and derivative of the Supreme Lord, like yogurt is derivative of milk. Milk's changed into yogurt when it comes into contact with a curdling agency, but you cannot change the yogurt back to milk. It's dependent upon the milk. So Shiva Dwara has had this wake-up call in which he understands that Krishna is the possessor of unlimited potency, the supreme controller, and Sarvatma, the supersoul of all living beings, and even of Lord Shiva. There are ample commentaries by the acharyas, and I'm not going to read them all. I'm going to read only Jiva Goswami's because he has the most complete commentary, and I'll stop in a couple places and just make some brief comments upon what he says. Jiva Goswami writes, even Shiva had begun to yawn because of Krishna's weapon. That was his yawning weapon earlier when he made everybody fall asleep. Now, interestingly enough, the yawning weapon wasn't the ultimate weapon. The ultimate weapon was the Narayana Astra, which defeated the Shiva Dwara, which is the heat weapon, by cold. And you can only imagine how cold it must have been, like absolute zero cold, super cold to the point where nothing could stand against it. Understanding that Krishna was the Supreme Lord, Shiva Dwara then turned and approached him. He began praising Krishna, indicating that he was worthy of surrender and worthy of praise, and offered respects. Sridhar Swami explains that the Lord has unlimited Shakti because he is the master of Brahma and others. This is because he is the giver of consciousness of all beings, Sarvatman. This is because he is pure consciousness alone, Kevalam Gyapti Matram. He is the Supreme Lord because he gives consciousness to all others and because he is also the creator of the universe. The meaning is this: Atma is pure consciousness and the giver of consciousness. From that consciousness arises inert prakriti. So this dead matter is coming from consciousness. Prabhupada liked to talk about how life comes from life. Life cannot come from dead matter. It is life that's injected into the material world by Lord Shiva in the glance of Shambhu, who is the original Shiva. So Lord Vishnu, he injects the living entities within the material world, impregnating this pradhana or prakriti, so that prakriti has life. It's not that this life, this dead matter, somehow or other cranked into life at some point, because that can't be done. I was listening to a class recently, and Prabhupada was, Hansaduta was in the class, Hansaduta Prabhu, and he had just defeated a scientist in Sri Lanka, and Prabhupada was saying, "What is the name of that book?" And it had just been translated into German, and
So Hans Duda said it's a Leben und Leben, or it's because in German it's life is Leben. So, and I can't remember what the phrase was, but Prabhupada said, yes, life comes from life, and he goes on and speaks about that. As the jiva in the material world, this is an interesting point being made. As the jiva in the material world, that consciousness takes up individual locations, and as the Paramatma pervades everywhere. Therefore, the 5 gross elements do not arise without you. I'm going to skip down a little farther. Lord has unlimited Shaktis and is the controller of Brahma and others. The Lord was defined in relation to the individual components of the universe. Then he is described in relation to the whole. He is creator and maintainer and destroyer of the universe. The Lord is Brahman, as indicated by the Vedas. He is without change or peaceful, Prashantam. Sridhar Swami says that because he is without change, he cannot be directly described. The meaning is this: the products of change are perceived by everyone since they arise from our realization. Scripture also can be understood directly. That which does not transform, however, cannot be directly understood since it is different from what we normally experience. It can be somewhat suggested by Scripture. An important point being made by Jiva Goswami now. Brahman is without qualities. I, however, have qualities since I have form. Brahman is your form, lingam, which is revealed by that pure Brahman which reveals your qualities, manifesting them through your Swarup Shakti. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives a warning in verse 5 of the 12th chapter. Klesho dekaratas-tesham avyakta shakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukam dehabadbir avapyate. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. So what's being said in this purport, or this tika by Jiva Goswami, is that if one takes the impersonal path, one can't even understand, because you can't understand something that doesn't have a body. But that Krishna, he's the source of that Brahman, because as is also described in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmano hi pratistaham amritasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya chadarmasya sukasya kantikasya cha. And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. So Krishna is the source of Brahman. So if one wants to understand who Krishna is, or what Brahman is, then one has to ultimately find that out from Brahman, from Param Brahman, from Krishna. And thus we have Bhagavad Gita. We have the Vedic literatures where Krishna speaks. I was recently reading something from a person I know who's in another Sangha, a very nice person, nice devotee. And he was speaking about, he was making some comments on the Ritvik problem from outside of our society. And the interesting thing is he goes into a big, long analysis, but from his perspective, he says that, that Srila Prabhupada, he had everything to offer, but the people who were there couldn't understand very much. So he had to stay only teaching Bhagavad Gita for the most part. And I was thinking, this is really wrong. Even though I like this devotee, and he's a nice person, he's not envious. This is really wrong because Bhagavad Gita contains everything. Contains everything. This person would like to read Chaitanya Charitamrita all the time. And that's true. It's very sweet. But Bhagavad Gita contains everything. And for the mass of people, Bhagavad Gita is the book that we have to hear from. Because without understanding Bhagavad Gita, or the principles in the Gita, or the principles here like Shiva Dwara is speaking, these basic principles, then the stories, the higher philosophy, which these more advanced devotees can understand, don't make sense. They become like magic stories, or mystic stories, or stories, folklore stories, something. It just doesn't, we have to understand how great God is in order to understand, quote, how great he is. In other words, how great he is within this material world, doing all these different things. And this is just a spark, as Krishna says, of his splendor in Bhagavad Gita. So, as I read this, as I was reading these tikas and studying for the class, one particular verse stuck out, and it's the verse that Prabhupada likes to quote a lot. He quotes it in pieces most of the time, but in one purport, he quotes the whole verse. And it's a verse that we've all heard. But the verse that he's the Bhagavad Gita verse in which this verse is in the purport is chapter 2, verse 12. Natvevaham jatunasam, natvam ne me janadipa, nachaiva na bhavishyama, sarve vayamata param. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. And Prabhupada, he's trying to make the point here that it's not all one. That just as we heard in the Tika of Jiva Goswami, that Krishna, he manifests himself as the Jiva souls, that's the scattered soul, but he is the ultimate Param Brahman, the super soul. And Prabhupada then quotes this verse, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vividadi Kamam Tamatmastam Ye Nupashyanti Diras Tesham Shanti Shasvati Netaresham. And Prabhupada writes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a supreme individual person. And Arjuna, the Lord's eternal associate, and all the kings assembled there are individual eternal persons. It is not that they do not exist as individuals in the past, and it is not that they will not exist, will not remain individual persons. So we are going to be an individual person forever. We can choose to obliterate our individuality for a time by entering into the Brahman, but that is not the goal. And as Prabhupada has said, without taking shelter of the Supreme, we can't actually remain in the Supreme. So, this verse, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam, it can be evaluated, that Nityo Nityanam, that Krishna, he's a supreme being, and he's eternal among all eternals. There are many eternal beings, but he is the one supreme eternal. Everything is coming from him. All these pastimes are coming from him. We are enjoying in relation to him because he wanted to enjoy. Therefore, he has many aspects. And the Jiva soul is one of them. But the Jiva soul has independence. We can identify ourselves either as his servants eternally or various types of material bodies in this material world wandering for, practically speaking, eternity. Chaitanas Chaitananam, he is the conscious living being among conscious beings. He is the supreme living force among all other living forces. So there is no living force without Krishna. Therefore, we owe everything to Krishna. We aren't Krishna. Eko bahunam nyovividadi kamam. That one singular entity Krishna maintains and provides for the many. He is the source of all desires, and he fulfills them. So, from Krishna comes everything that we could actually want or have. He sustains us, but he wants us actually to enter into relationship. And Shiva Dwara has a relationship, but Krishna now is letting him have an understanding that the relationship that ultimately one wants is not that of adversarial relationship, but it is of a loving relationship, a relationship of surrender. Tamatmastam ye nupashyanti dira. Those who are intelligent or resolute and perceive him within themselves. This refers to those who understand and realize the Supreme Being who resides in everyone's heart. Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarva bhutanam gyatvam mam shantam rishati. Verse 529, Bhagavad Gita. Bhoktaram yagnatapasam. Krishna is he's the goal of all our sacrifices. Everything we do is to be for him. Sarvaloka maheshwaram. Why? Because eko bahunam vividadi kamam. He's the Lord of everything. Everything coming from him. We have life because of him. But suridam sarva bhutanam. It's not just an impersonal void. I mean, I get these things in the online. I don't know. Those things pop up, I guess, because I look at different kinds of articles and they'll be, what does the universe want for you? Well, the universe doesn't want anything for anybody because the universe doesn't think. The universe is a manifestation of Krishna. It's like saying, what does your car want for you? Even if it's a Tesla, it doesn't really want anything for you. I may be very, quote, smart, but it's just a thing. So those who realize Krishna in their hearts, who realize that Krishna is the source of everything, then we know, Suridam Sarva Bhutanam, he's the greatest friend. And why? What was that give us? Gyatvam Mam Shantam Richati. Shantam Richati. Gyatvam, knowledge, gives us Shanti. And it's the same thing it says in this, Tesham Shanti Sasvati Netare Sham. Eternal peace belongs to them, Nartare Sham, not to others. So you can be the richest man in the world, and you can have lots of followers and women and money and whatever, and you're just crazy. And that craziness comes out to a point that, eventually everybody's laughing at you. And they're not, no one's really very thrilled. Because when we try to become the topmost head man, we just simply fall on our face. So what is it for us? As devotees of the Lord, Krishna makes it very simple. And Prabhupada writes this in his purport to this verse at the end of the 14th chapter. Devotional service to the Lord is very simple. One should always engage in the service of the Lord. Should eat the remnants of foodstuffs offered to the deity, smell the flowers offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, see the places where the Lord had his transcendental pastimes, read of the different activities of the Lord, his reciprocation of love with his devotees, chant always the transcendental vibration, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Observe the fasting days commemorating the appearances and disappearances of the Lord and his devotees. By following such a process, one becomes completely detached from all material activities. So that's how we get to the point where we can surrender like Shiva Dwara. Without the shocking threat that he's experiencing. Prabhupada is so merciful. We simply have to stick to what Prabhupada has given us. Simple, straightforward, and then directly we can become Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna. Stop there. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvanta Maravindanalaya Taksham Marhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundaram Kandar Bhagom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Tiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Adipurusham
Namaho Vishnu Pataya Krishna Pastaya Putale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Namaniti Tamande Deve Gauravani Vacha Sesha Shunyare Vasacha Desatadane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ramanachananda Shri Advaita Gadada Sivasari Karmaktu Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Dvaita Radha Siva Sade Gaurabdu Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Radha Siva Sade Gaurabdu Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Chaitodarpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavahinam Shreya Kairavya Chandrikavanam Vidyabhadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Bharam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudan Nija Sarva Shaktis
Tatrapitani amitasmarane nakala etadrajita bakripa bhagavan mamapi dodaiva midvishami hajjanina nuraga trinadapi sunichena tororapi surhishuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twayi Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Bhatitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sajashim Vachintaya Nayanam Galadashu Daraya Varanam Gad Gaduradaya Purakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanam Agrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Bravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyava Padamritam Panastumam Adarshanam marmahata karotuva yatatata viradatulam pato mat pranatastusa eva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I want women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in this world absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so. He handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Jai.